Last Friday was Liberation Day in the Czech Republic, but instead of a lie-in, we were catching a train from Prague's Přeštice neighborhood about 35 minutes to the central Bohemian town of Benešov for a 10:15 kickoff in the Czech 4th tier. So let's check it out. The ground's a stone's throw from the train station. Roughly translated, you head down Station Street and you're already on Stadium Street. And that stadium is the Benešov Municipal Football Stadium, also known as Stadion U Konopiště, named for nearby Konopiště Castle. And it's home to FK Benešov. Just 70 crowns to get in. Capacity around 8,000, but only 3,000 seated. And those 3,000 are concentrated here in the main stand and opposite in the middle of this more makeshift looking scaffold type stand where the ultras sit. And they do have passionate ultras for such a small club. We'll see them in a bit. You will get to hear some actual matchday atmosphere, but for now, as we go and check out the main stand, I'm just drowning out the pre-match soundtrack full of copyrighted songs. The stand sits on top of the changing rooms. They close these gates when the players come through. Round the back. Up the stairs. And into this proper old school stand. One of the things I love about these leagues. Wooden benches in Benešov, blue and yellow. Pillars blocking the view. A real time capsule. I explained the Czech football pyramid in my Meteor Prague video. So let's have a reminder and see where FK Benešov fit into that. In the Czech league system, you've got the top league, second league, then the third league is regional, so you got 2 leagues for Bohemia, 1 for Moravia. And then beneath that is where we are. And that's where Benešov are as well. Meteor in the B division, Benešov in the A division. But bossing it at the top of the league and looking set to get promoted to one of 3rd tier Bohemian leagues. I'm not sure how they decide which, but we'll take a look later at how things looked on the table after this game against struggling bottom half TJ Přeštice.
Jsou na 13. místě, mají 22 bodů.
We liked number 4, the fullback. And my favourite thing about the ground were these moss-covered concrete terraces that encircled pretty much the whole pitch. They're like the football equivalent of an ancient ruin, presumably dating from when this ground was first opened in 1922. And they just add loads of character and that connection to the past. You just get a more real sense that this club has been here for over 100 years. It makes me wonder how much stuff like this is hiding in the foundations of flashy new stadiums, or just being totally removed, I guess. Clubs had a lot of names over that 100 years plus. The standout being Schwarz Benešov in the 90s after their millionaire sponsor at the time, Miroslav Schwarz, a construction entrepreneur, and he's led a very interesting life. There's a tax system for self-employed people, still called the Schwarz system because he helped devise it, but he was later sentenced to 9 months in prison for welfare embezzlement, and apparently when he got out, spent some time living as a hermit in the early 2000s. So a bit of a roller coaster. But yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, any Benešov fans out there, but there doesn't seem to be any bad feeling towards Mr. Schwarz for how badly everything turned out, at least from what I could see from the decorations in the on-site pub. Another thing I love about these lower Czech leagues, rather than queuing for 20 minutes in a foyer for a £10 pint, you get a 50 crowns pint of the local Ferdinand, pretty well-known beer in the Czech Republic, from a barman who knows all the regulars in a proper fan pub. There's Miroslav Schwarz there, and the 94-95 Schwarz Benešov team, who spent that season in the top tier, their only top tier season. They started strong that season in the top league, but when their sponsor Schwarz got arrested, they went broke. The players weren't even getting paid, they got relegated, and then didn't even compete for 3 seasons. That was until the team from nearby Pišely moved to Benešov and became this team that's still going today. And it seems like they merged with Pišely again in 2010. Also in that top tier season, there was a pitch invasion here when they lost 1-0 to Sparta Prague. Benešov got heavily fined and their keeper got knocked unconscious. And I wonder if that's the reason for these high security fences around the edge of the pitch, which do look like a bit of a pain in the ass for the ball boys. Or ball men, I suppose. Bit of banter there on the way back.
Well, this is great banter.
Oh. Penalty, this to put them to bed, red card. It may be Czech 4th level, but we've got flares. A 5-1 final score, 9 points clear at the top, with only 5 games left. Scoring for fun, look at that goal difference. Promotion to the 3rd tier is surely in the bag, and from there on, who knows? Like, this level of Czech football is a lot about development. That definitely seemed to be the focus at Meteor Prague. But with Benešov, you get a sense maybe there's a bit more potential there to maybe get back up to the 2nd tier where they haven't been since the 90s. Maybe because it's a town club, you know, the only club in town, but it just seems to have a really passionate, dedicated fan base and a great ground. Part of me hopes that they don't one day end up doing really well and getting one of these new identikit boring stadiums, because this place has so much character. The little pub, the mismatched stands from different periods, down to the ancient concrete terraces with weeds and dandelions growing out of them. When we were there was a lady sat on a picnic blanket with her dog. There was kids playing football behind the goals. How many football stadiums can you go to and have your own little kickabout? So for a very off the beaten track football day out from Prague, come watch Benešov, have a local beer and a fried cheese on the main square at a fraction of Prague prices. There's Konopiště Castle and a decent mini golf, so make a day of it. All the goals from this game, by the way, are properly filmed in a YouTube video that I'll link in the description. You can spot me and Ewan behind the goal. Anyway, catch you in the next one.